Hey guys, I just want to talk about a recent discussion I had with two friends last night. Now, we live out in Ontario, kind of out in the boonies, where it's, a lot of people with huge backyards, farmlands, everything. So we like to go out once it gets this type of weather in May, have fires, have a few beers. I personally quit drinking. They had a few beers. We just chat. It's great for male bonding, which I believe is the best bonding you can have. The best friendships you can have are with men. The closest, most loyal relationships you can have are with those handful of male friends you get in your life. Anyways, as the conversation often does with men, it turned to women. And as the conversation got further, I realized that one of the guys was where I was a year and a half ago. We're the same age, but on the aspect of women, he's where I was a year and a half ago. He's in that stage where he's in the pickup artist phase, going through that, and doing everything he can do to really not be himself, going against who he is. I mean, he's not an extrovert. He's not that party guy. He's not that hilarious guy. And, he's just not. And it's fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being that type of person. I'm not either. But he's trying so hard to go against that, thinking that he will get the woman of his dreams, someone he can bring home to mom and dad, and, cycle through these women and find excitement and, all the happiness he was looking for. And I found that out the hard way when I was dating, a lot of women. I could have dated, one or two women every week that were, for the most part, attractive. And it was so unfulfilling. Exciting at first, yes, but completely unfulfilling. And it made me realize over time that if it weren't for sex, there's very few women I would ever want to spend more than 5 minutes with, conversing with. I mean, the conversations are completely boring. There's absolutely nothing a woman can offer me, most women, other than sex. But this guy doesn't realize that. He's still putting them on that pedestal where he can find the one, and he can find the one through PUA by so-called improving himself and changing himself. And in a year and a half, I wonder if there's not a lot of guys out there like him right now that down the road are going to come towards the men's movement. The men going their own way, men's rights activists. Because I think a lot of those guys are going to see that, that's not the truth. That's not the way things are. That women are not going to make your life, worth living. Women are not going to, be your savior. They're not. Your savior is, if there is such a thing, in an aspect, is going to be your very close male friends who you can go to when you have a problem, who don't ditch you when your financial situation perhaps goes in the shitter, or when your psychological situation goes in the dumps. So, it makes me wonder if a lot of these guys in the pickup artist movement right now won't find themselves in the men going their own way movement down the road. Some of them it may be a couple of years, some of them it may be 10 years, but the real self-improvement is to be had in the men going their own way, because you lose that addiction, you lose that attachment towards women, or at least that's the hope in your evolution. I don't believe most men going their own way start that way. There's a few. There's a very minute percentage. But I think it's an evolution that most men, evolve over time. I can see big differences in myself from 6 months ago to now. Now, at this point, I'm not any happier than I was 6 months ago. But the blinders have come off. And I'm just starting to really enjoy the process of losing my attachment towards women and just becoming my own man. And my goal, or my view for a lot of these guys in the pickup artist movement, which, you know, even though I find their views and how they talk quite irritating right now because they're on that high, you know, they're sucked up in all of it, I think that once that fades, a lot of them are going to find themselves in the movement that we're in, and it's going to create a better opportunity for more of us to bond and interact with each other.